So this is my yes list, really what you should be looking for in your products. So you should be looking for organic, certified organic, natural, pure, food grade ingredients along with plant producing, result producing ingredients. So I'm going to first talk to you through Propolis. Now Propolis is a fantastic ingredient from the bees. In fact, the bees, when they make their beehive, on the inside of their beehive they fill it with this propolis, and it's created by them digest everything that they digest. They then regurgitate on the inside of their beehive, and it protects and preserves things beautifully. It's actually an ingredient that's used in antibiotics. Now propolis, often you'll see created into a bit of a wax, so you'll see it teamed with beeswax, and I have a fantastic ointment here that's great just as on-the-spot relief, or it might be just popping it onto your lips, using it through your hair, however you want to use it, but its healing properties are what you're going to turn to propolis for. So then I'd like to move on to one of my favourite smelling ingredients, and this is called Melissa. It's perhaps more commonly known as lemon balm, probably one of the most expensive oils there are available because it is often mistaken for a weed. Now Melissa is taken from this beautiful plant, and the smell of it, it's almost like a lemon balm tea when you smell it in its raw form. When it's distilled into an essential oil, this beautiful lemon sherbet comes out. I use Melissa a lot in products that actually are for perhaps eczema, for example, where you want to take away the irritation. And what I love is when I hand this hand cream over to somebody suffering with eczema, they're so used to having ingredients that don't really smell at all on their skin that suddenly this ingredient captures their imagination, and the feedback I get from my Melissa hand cream is incredible. So then I'm going to move on to Seaweed. And Seaweed I will always talk about being a great ingredient to use alongside other ingredients because it's a great carrier. Seaweed actually mimics our exact 104 trace elements within our skin. Trace elements are vitamins, minerals and enzymes, and it mimics every single one that we have, all 104. And we can take seaweed as a supplement, but we can also use it in skincare. So with this ingredient you can actually mix it up with water. You've got it in its raw powder form, and having it in its raw powder form means that it's preserved, so it actually doesn't need any other preservative in it because freeze drying it is the preservative and drying it out. We mix it with water and the water brings it to life. Suddenly it feels like it's alive again, it's in the water, and then you can apply it directly to the skin. Beautiful ingredient. Then we're going to move on to Squalene, and Squalene is an ingredient which is actually sourced from green olives, and it provides probably one of the most beautiful silky textures to a product. It's really creamy but yet very, very light. So Squalene is an ingredient I would actually use in a massage oil perhaps, and often I'll put it into a skincare moisturiser as well, just to again get the right texture for that skin type. So if perhaps you have more of an oilier skin type, or you want something very, very light on your skin but nourishing, then turn to Squalene. It's just got the most silkiest texture, really glorious to use on your skin, and it gives you a bit of massage time, but it does absorb well. So then I'm going to move on to rose, and the rose, damask rose essential oil that I use in aromatherapy, it's sort of like the woman's oil. There's just something about it. When you smell it as a female, it just brings out all of your sort of feminine qualities, and within a facial it does the same for your skin. It's actually wonderfully anti-inflammatory, and I utilise it within a clay mask. And here we would have to add just a little bit of water just to enliven it back up again, and we'll mix the paste dependent on what texture we want to create. So do we want it to be more of a creamier mask, or do we want to create something that's really going to set on the skin and mop up the excess oil? But rose in itself is that beautiful, balancing, anti-inflammatory, and does provide some great strengthening for a more sensitive skin. I'm next going to talk to you about chamomile, because chamomile is probably one of my favourite ingredients. I'm not so keen on drinking it, but in facials I love the effects of it. And chamomile is wonderful in a very, very sensitive skin where there's a lot of inflammation involved. Here I've actually got some beautiful chamomile flowers, and these chamomile flowers are actually then distilled into an essential oil, and just the smell is sort of almost musky, floral, really evocative. It's a beautiful scent, but at the same time the qualities to it great for children, great in the bath to help them sleep. Mixing it with a bit of milk in the bath will work wonders for their sleep pattern. I'm then going to tell you a little bit about a secret ingredient that I learned about a few years ago called Ibright, and I love that actually there's some products called Ibright and it actually uses the herb Ibright, so there's no confusion for you there. And Ibright is a great ingredient for those that have eye strain, so perhaps if you have very, very sensitive eyes, they water a lot, or they feel just very heavy, puffy, or very sore and bloodshot, and great for hay fever sufferers. You can actually drink it as a tea, and you can also go on to use it in skincare. So actually very limited on its smell. It doesn't have too much of a smell, which I think when you're using anything around the eyes, you want something very calm and, you know, really cooling and comforting around your eyes. So then we're going to jump onto shea butter, an ingredient from Africa, and I'm just so thankful to know about it. It's used in Africa to seal the cracks in your skin. So whenever you have a very cracked skin, perhaps eczema, psoriasis, or just a dry skin type, or even on your hands or feet where it's very sore and dry, just pop a little bit of shea butter, which actually starts off a very sort of buttery, quite crystallized actually in certain cooler temperatures. But as soon as you massage and add warmth to that product, you suddenly get it melting. And it's a great product to then work into your skin. Brilliant in a moisturiser, to heal, and just bond the fibres of your skin back together again. Incredible. Then I'm going to turn to an ingredient called beeswax. And beeswax is fantastic in lip balms, for example, where you just want something very light to just moisturise, but give you a little bit of surface protection as well in your environment, especially if you're in a windier environment. And these sort of some beeswax pellets, so you just melt them down and melt them into a pot, mix it with some perhaps shea butter, and then you've got a great balm to use. Beautiful. There are some other ingredients I want to share with you, and I would like to tell you about hyaluronic acid because it's an ingredient that has the ability to hold its own weight in water. So 1,000 times its own weight in water it can hold. So when it comes to attracting moisture and water to your skin, hyaluronic acid is your ingredient. A great source for that is Hibiscus esculentus flower. Then you've got things like licorice. When it comes to a very sensitive skin, licorice is brilliant at strengthening the skin. So you'll be looking at using the licorice root within a product. So, you know, when you're looking at your ingredients, really seek out licorice root if you have a very sensitive skin, particularly broken capillaries, because it has the ability to decongest your blood network. So it takes away that sort of flooding that you get, where you get very flushed cheeks and the redness just sits in the skin and sits in the blood capillaries and congests. This product really gets things moving again and decongests that for you. Tea tree is a great ingredient to turn to because I use tea tree a lot, and for some people it's a love it or hate it smell, but it's just so antiseptic, and in fact they use it in hospitals and it's been thought to be 5 times better than a hospital disinfectant. So it's great at fighting infections. So anytime perhaps immune system is low is a great time to use tea tree. But when it comes to skincare, using it on the odd spot here and there is a great way to heal it very quickly and remove the bacteria so that it heals without further infection. The last ingredient I want to share with you is arnica, because I use this a lot in my massages as well as facials. It's fantastic at just dissipating a bruise or congestion of blood if you've had a knock or a bang. But it's also, again, a very good strengthening ingredient. So I would also turn to it whenever I want to put strength and sort of resilience back in the skin. That's Arnica montana. So those are just a variety of ingredients within my clinic that I use time and time again. These are my utmost favourites. And I'll be going into some more ingredients that are very specific to your skin type.